In India, actually in the last 12 to 18 months, this particular sector of the 10 to 60-minute delivery has been on a fire. And companies like Shadowfax have been partners to platforms that provide this service. So Vaibhav, what trends are you seeing, and how are you kind of managing the supply, the competition in the market? What kind of technology are you using to actually provide the service levels that customers expect of you?
Thank you so much for being a part, for making me a part of this panel. Uh, so, see, one clear trend that we all agree to is, or maybe two trends, that one, customers would want speed or would want instant gratification. And the second part is that in a country like India, such gratification or such execution is feasible. So when we talk about in mature countries, maybe like United States and so on, given the density of population that resides in some of the metro cities of India, we are very well positioned in order to execute a 10 to 60-minute kind of a delivery, both from a good unit economics as well as a customer experience perspective. So these two trends are actually marrying well in India, and that is the reason why we are seeing a large number of brands and large number of companies venturing into the quick commerce stream. Now, coming in on how to execute it. Now, in order to execute any supply chain or any logistics perspective, you need to have right set of supply at the right point in time, and that requires very careful demand forecasting on how much supply should be at what location at what point in time, and that would depend on what kind of people stay there. So for example, if it is a locality which is populated by lots of PGs, then your demand skew would happen once people come back to their PGs. Similarly, if it is a society where let's say a lot of residents exist, you would start seeing the demand for for ordering groceries before your lunch or dinner time starts. So these patterns are very important, and these patterns are very localized in their nature. It also need to factor in different external measures as well, which are not that easy to uh, calculate, for example. So as you also mentioned, that weather is an important variable that exists in the logistics space. Now, for all the techies out there, we all know that there is no single weather API which could give whether it is raining in a particular locality or not. Such information is not available on an API level. But still, you would want to have this data on a centralized server to be able to take those decisions. How do you build those solutions? How do you solve these problems? These are some of the important, interesting parts which play an important role there. So, with respect to the quick commerce boom, while one, you need to get the right supply at right point in time, you also need to ensure that for the right customer experience, the right expectations are set. So we all have listened to different examples of how quickly things can come up, but I hope we all also agree that at times it shows us that it will be delivered in 7 minutes, whereas we are still waiting for 20 minutes and nothing has arrived, and that creates a very bad customer experience. And to be honest, it's a very difficult problem as well to solve, because you have to give at what point in time the order would get delivered even before the order getting placed. You do not know what all items would the customer be adding in his cart. You do not know how many delivery partners would be free by the time the customer makes the payment. You also do not know the external factors of traffic and weather, which are on a real time basis. And still, you would want to give a true representation there. So, large number of algorithms play an important part in driving this right customer experience. The other important thing that we are also seeing on the quick commerce side, and as more and more industry is maturing towards quick commerce, is that large number of brands now want to be a part of this quick commerce, whereas your infrastructure is limited. In that dark store, you could only hold a certain set of SKUs. what about the other set of SKUs that the customers are starting to demand or the brands are willing to distribute? How do you enable a mechanism wherein your existing warehouses, your existing stores could play a part in delivering that quicker delivery to the end customer? So that is something that we are working with number of brands, number of players in the market. How can we short circuit the supply chain so that the same thing that used to take 2 to 3 days to deliver to you could get actually delivered in the same day itself? So you order by lunch and you get it before dinner. That is something that we are trying to innovate on, work more on, because the the consumer patterns are becoming more and more clear. They want it quick, they want instant gratification. So these are some of the trends and these are some of the problem statements that we are trying to solve.